Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another NFL YouTube podcast video. Today I'm here with Frank and Nando once again. Thank you guys. Everyone, we are doing our podcast a little bit early this week, as you can tell. We're here talking about the trade deadline. This video was filmed just a little bit before the trade deadline is up. So, guys, we have already had some trades done, including T.J. Hawkinson, Chase Claypool, Roquan Smith. So we'll start off with T.J. Hawkinson. Don't you guys feel a little bit that the Lions could have gotten a little bit more off that trade?
I think they could have gotten a little bit more, but they did end up getting, I think it was 4 picks, so that is a good haul. And also, he's a really good player. You don't usually see divisional trades like that.
Yeah.
But I think that should hugely benefit the Vikings.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the Lions are trying to do right now because they are 1-6.
Yeah.
And they need to pick up a couple more wins, or I don't think their head coach is going to make it. So they might just go into another rebuild season.
Yeah, they probably should.
Or they'll think they're another guy. They have another tight end or another receiver that'll step in and fill his plate.
Yeah.
The Lions do seem like they're heading towards like a rebuild with the coach and everything too. With who knows if he's gonna stay for another year or not. Like I know they like his energy a lot, the players do. But I mean he's a young player. You're gonna have to get a lot of picks off of him.
Yeah.
A great tight end in the league. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but the Lions just need to go in a rebuild, I feel like.
And also, maybe they didn't want to pay him. That could be another factor. Maybe his contract is running up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They stalled in negotiations, and they didn't want to pay him. And also, Jameson Williams should be coming back soon for the Lions team. I don't know what the deadline is. I know it's probably a couple more weeks, but when they get him, he's going to be very explosive and help their offense.
Yeah, and I just feel like T.J. Hawkinson just adds another weapon to that Vikings offense with Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. These guys are all really good, so.
Yeah, he gives them another tight end who could just help Kirk Cousins, whether it be blocking or pass catching.
Yeah.
And I heard Irv Smith Jr. might be out a couple weeks, so he'll just fill in that void.
Yeah. All right, so our next guy who was traded was Chase Claypool. He is now on the Bears. I think Pittsburgh also may be headed in the same direction as Detroit.
Yeah, I do want to say that as well, but they did pick up another corner.
Yeah.
He is relatively young. He'll help the system, but I'm very surprised Pittsburgh made this deal because if you look at it, they develop a lot of good receivers, and I think this one might come back and bite them because Claypool, I think he has the potential to be very good.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm more surprised the Bears made the move because the Bears just traded away their defensive end. They traded what's his name?
Yeah, Roquan Smith.
Yeah, they traded away the linebacker. They also traded their defensive end to the Cowboys, right?
No, the Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. And so I'm surprised because I thought the Bears were going to head towards a full rebuild, not give up any picks. So this surprised me.
Yeah.
Well, they definitely need to give Justin Fields weapons because if you look at it, he has Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, David Montgomery, and then pretty much everyone else is kind of average on the team. Claypool is really the only one that stands out who can make the 50-50 ball jumps and can just provide another talented receiver.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe actually the Bears were going to try to get somebody on the offensive line before the trade deadline because obviously we've all seen that Justin Fields has had a lot of trouble this year and he's taken a lot of sacks over the course of these games. Yeah, he's played some pretty good teams, but I just do think that they should have made a move for some offensive lineman who could have been on the trade block.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, Roquan Smith finally got out of Chicago. We'll stick in Chicago for a little bit. He finally got out of there, and as everybody saw in his press conference, Roquan Smith practically broke down when he heard the news that Roquan Smith, or that Robert Quinn, was traded to the Eagles. So finally he got out of there. He's on the Ravens now. He's with the better team. He's with the more complete team. So,
yeah. I think it's going to be a very good move for Baltimore. They always make good moves and good trades, and I think it's just another one to add.
Yeah.
And their defense has been struggling a little bit, so I think he's going to help Patrick Queen and the other linebackers develop.
Yeah.
I think this was like the perfect move for the Ravens. This is like the exact piece they need, like a good like star linebacker for that defense.
Yes.
For that run game, and like I know the Ravens secondary is really good too. So I think the Ravens defense will be really good, and if Lamar can just go down the field, score a lot this season, I could see the Ravens going on like a big win streak this season.
Yeah. All right, so obviously we also all know that Calvin Ridley, he is out for the entire season, but he did get traded over to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I feel like that was definitely that will definitely end up helping Jacksonville in the future. I mean, Calvin Ridley, he was a first-round pick. I mean, they picked him because they knew he was just going to be that guy behind Julio Jones when Julio was still there, of course. So,
yeah, first off, Falcons side, I don't know why they would trade him. Like, he was perfect for that offense. I know he had gambling issues, stuff like that, but him and Drake London and Kyle Pitts would be the perfect trio next year.
yeah.
And they should have just waited out another year, unless there was other issues like off the field we did not know about.
Right.
I think the Jaguars are aiming to like be really good next season.
Yeah.
The season after this, since they got Calvin Ridley. You know, they got Christian Kirk on that big deal too. So like next season, I think like the Jaguars are gonna be something to watch out for.
Yeah, because Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he's finally starting to get those receivers, you know, those people to help him out, try to get him to avoid the sack, you know.
Yeah.
And also, Travis Etienne had a monster game against Denver, and he looked like what he was supposed to look like, really, just a first-round pick, doing his business, getting a couple touchdowns, over 100 yards. He looked really good without James Robinson.
Yeah. And we also have Bradley Chubb traded over to the Miami Dolphins. Frank, why did you start us off here?
Well, first of all, I was surprised because I didn't think Dolphins were going to trade for someone besides a running back. So this is obviously a win. He's a really upcoming player. He's going to help that D-line develop. He's going to help Agba. He's going to help Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, a couple other guys who are getting single coverage. He could help them get free.
Yeah.
And Dolphins really haven't gotten much pressure out of their D-line, so it's just going to be a major beneficiary for the secondary also.
Yeah.
Who had to wait a couple extra seconds, because the pressure wasn't there. In the long run, it is a first-round pick. A couple other players. Chase Edmonds is finally gone. He has been putrid in the last couple weeks. He hasn't been very good.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's very good. I'm kind of sad that we don't have a first-round pick, but Bradley Chubb is worth it.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins look unstoppable right now.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill are putting up insane numbers in that offense.
Absolutely. You're correct.
And now, like, the defense just gets even better. Like, Bradley Chubb, you got the lockdown corners still. You got the safety. Javon Holland? Yeah, him. The Dolphins just look really good, and I could see them even coming out on top of the AFC East. Like, with the Bills, like, I get to see them beating them again, too.
Yeah. There, actually. I think that Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are putting up, like, insane numbers, and they are. Mike Gesicki, he's finally getting more into the game plan as the weeks go on. They're finding ways to get him back into what they have there. And they're bringing in a playmaker like Bradley Chubb who could totally change the game on defense for them. And especially, the Dolphins have dealt with a few injuries, especially on their defense this season. So I think he'll definitely be beneficial.
Yeah, and also Tua looked really good against the Lions, whatever you want to take it as a grain of salt. But he had one of his best performances. I think PFF ranked him a 95 out of 100 or somewhere around then, which is a really outstanding performance. He had over 300 yards again, and he had 3 touchdowns, and he led them to come back and win against the Lions.
Yeah. And the guy for right now is Jeff Wilson Jr., who was traded. Guys, what do you think?
So, 49ers running back traded to another 49ers system, Mike McDaniels from San Fran.
Right, yeah.
I think he's going to fit right in with Mostert, and they're going to be a two-headed monster. Obviously, Mostert is going to get more carries, but I think he's going to look good in the limited snaps that he gets.
Yeah.
I know they just gave up that other running back, Chase Edmonds, so they need like a new running back to fit that offensive scheme.
Right.
And I know the Dolphins are going all out this season. They're trying to win it, like win now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's going to be hard to see them lose with all the weapons they have.
Oh, it
Defense
is.
and offense, all the playmakers and stars. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it might even be tough for Buffalo to stop them.
Yeah, I know it's going to be such a good game too. If
Yeah.
you see them go at it.
Oh,
Also, another reason why they're going all in is because Tua's his third year. So, not this next year, but the upcoming, they're gonna have to decide whether they want to pay him or not. So
right,
that's why they want to see him with all the weapons, see how he actually does.
right. And Jeff Wilson, before Christian McCaffrey came in to not Carolina, the 49ers, Jeff Wilson was that guy. And because also Elijah Mitchell was also hurt, and he was on IR, and he'll be out most of the season. So Jeff Wilson, I mean, he was putting up some decent numbers, especially with the other weapons that were on that offense, like Debo and Ayuk and Kittle. So, yeah, all these trades are definitely really interesting. Nando, do we have any other trades?
There was one more trade. It was Jets pass rusher Jacob Martin just got traded for a 4th-round pick, so it's nothing that big.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I mean, it's just like a backup piece probably for the Broncos
Yeah.
this year.
Was he a starter or no? Like borderline?
No, he was mainly a bench piece. So I mean, it's like that's probably for like Bradley Chubb, if we're being honest, like a
Yeah.
replacement, if anything.
Yeah, definitely probably for Bradley Chubb. They need somebody to just fill in until maybe the NFL draft next year when they could get somebody maybe even better than Bradley Chubb. But was Bradley Chubb like already signed to a big deal? Or?
I'm not sure if he was signed to extension yet. He might still be on his rookie deal, but if so, the Dolphins should definitely sign him.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. All right, guys, so we are going to get to our last topic of the day today, and it is going to be our game picks for Week 9 of the NFL season.
So this Thursday night, we got the Eagles versus the Texans.
Yeah.
It is at Houston, though.
Yeah, you want to go?
I don't think that's going to change what happens. I think the Eagles are going to slaughter them. The Texans are not a very great team at all. I mean, they're probably debatably the worst team in the NFL right now. So I just think that the Eagles are playing well. Yeah, they've played a few teams who really aren't that great, but they have played the Vikings and the Cowboys, 2 teams that were pretty decent. So I'll take the Eagles by a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles as well. And also, within this half hour, the Texans may get rid of some other pieces they have on the offense. So we'll see what that looks like. I mean, the Texans are kind of they're not really that good. They have Dameon Pierce at running back. He's been really good. But otherwise, outside of him, nothing really special, nothing really unique on that offense or defense.
I'm going to take the Eagles, too. I think it's a no-brainer. Just the Texans have not looked good. They're 1-5 with 1 tie. So I just can't see the Eagles slowing down anytime soon, especially against the Texans.
I agree.
Next, we have the Colts at the Patriots.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go the Patriots. Bill Belichick is very good against rookie quarterbacks, and that is who Sam Ellinger is.
Yeah.
He did make a couple good plays against the Washington Commanders, but I just think it's going to be too much. They're going to stop the run game, make him throw, and he's just going to have some errant throws and throw a couple picks against that defense.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but actually the leading like sack rusher is Matthew Judon right now. So I'll take the Patriots. I think that whoever starts in that game, either Zappe or Mac Jones, I think it's probably going to be Mac, right?
That's what I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah. But take the Patriots. I think the Colts are not that great. They did just lose to the Commanders, who are somehow 4-4 right now. So
I'm going to take the Patriots, too. I think Mac Jones will be too much for the Colts. And I know they just got Sam Ellinger in there. So, I mean, we haven't really seen much of him yet either.
Yeah.
So, I know how Bill Belichick is with their defense. So, I'm going to take the Patriots. Next is the Packers at Lions.
Oh boy.
I see the Packers bouncing back. They lost 3 or 4 straight, so that's definitely an issue. They're a couple games behind the Vikings, so they definitely need this win. And the Lions just coming off another loss, which they had leading against the Dolphins, and they just blew it. So I think they're just gonna run the ball. I don't think they're gonna throw that well because they are missing a couple receivers: Randall Cobb, Lazard.
We'll see if they pick somebody up though in like the next few minutes or whatever.
Yeah, true. Maybe they could pick up someone who will help that offense change the dynamic.
Yeah.
But they actually used Aaron Jones pretty well against the Bills. They just didn't have enough time on the clock to keep running him. He had over 100 yards for, I think it was the second time this season, but he looked really good. So they just got to keep getting him going.
Yeah. As much as I would love to see the Lions get the win here, I think the Packers are going to get this. I just think the Packers are still like the better team over the Lions. I don't think the Packers are great. They're definitely one of those teams like the Buccaneers and the Rams who are underperforming this year. But I think the Packers will do just enough to get the job done.
I think the Lions are going to win this one. I know they got Amon-Ra St. Brown back. They got Swift back. And I could just see the Lions like getting a nice groove going against the Packers. And then the Lions defense just being able to do enough to stop the Packers. I could see that happening.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
Like next game is the Chargers at Falcons.
Well, the Chargers are also one of those teams that are really underperforming this year. I feel like a lot of people have expected them to have maybe 12 wins, 13 wins, but it's just the way the season's going right now, it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I will take the Chargers over the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are a really great team either. They are leading their division right now, but that's also because they haven't played some great teams, and they did get lucky last week against the Panthers just because of that penalty, that 48-yard extra point. That was a 4 extra point. So I'll take the Chargers.
I'm going to take the Chargers as well. I don't know who the receivers are going to be because Keenan Allen might still be out.
Yeah.
Mike Williams got injured as well. Yeah, and I mean, they have Eckler, they have Palmer, some other guys they could throw to, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people think, unless Atlanta makes another big deal with the time we have left. But I think it's coming down the wire, and Justin Herbert's going to lead the Chargers to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Chargers too. I know the Chargers are dealing with a lot of injuries, but I know the Chargers defense is really solid. And I just see the Chargers being the better team here and leading them, and I could see Herbert leading them to victory.
Yeah.
Next game is the Bills at Jets.
Nando, sorry. Zach Wilson did not look at all like a great quarterback.
No.
It's like
not last week.
Yeah, last week he had a terrible performance against the Patriots. Those interceptions did not look good at all. He kind of just chucked them out there. The one was going out of balance, which should have been just a couple yards out. It wouldn't have got picked. And also, the Jets might trade a couple people before the time we have left. I know Elijah Moore has been mad about his target share, and he's complained a couple times, so maybe they'll get rid of him. Maybe they'll bring in someone else. We'll have to see, but it's just the Bills are the much better team. They're the much better coach team. They have better quarterback by many standards.
Yeah.
It's just like the Jets. For the Jets to win this game, they have to be beyond perfect to win this game.
Yeah. Nando, I'm sorry, man. I just think the Bills are gonna win this. I just feel like it's the facts right now. I think the Bills are the number 1 Super Bowl contender in the AFC right now. They've just been killing teams. They've had some close games, but they have killed some people, and it's just I think Buffalo's going to take it. But I'm excited to see how Sauce Gardner will play against Stephon Diggs. I'm definitely excited to watch that matchup this Sunday because I want to see what will change Sauce Gardner's game plan. It's a veteran versus rookie matchup, so I definitely feel that Sauce will get a lot of extra training against the leading receiver in the NFL.
So I have Zach Wilson revenge. No, I'm kidding. I have the Bills winning this one. Like you just said, I am really excited for that. That's the main thing I'm excited for.
Yeah.
But I want to see how the Jets defense does against like the best offense in the league, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm mainly looking for in this. If the Jets play bad on defense, then it's like it's gonna be a problem for the rest of the season. I feel like because they know their weaknesses and everything. The Jets' offense is the only thing that struggled though ever since Brees Hall is gone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it's been.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Bills too to win.
Yeah.
Next game is the Vikings at Commanders.
I'm going to take the Vikings. Kirk Cousins against his former team. I think he's going to blow them out of the water as well because looking at they got T.J. Hawkinson. They still have Jefferson. They still have Thielen. They still have Dalvin Cook. And on the other side of the ball, Washington, they have Taylor Heineke, but he won. They barely won against the Colts, and it was just a game-winning drive by Heineke. I just think the Vikings are going to be really, really good against Washington. Jake, are you good?
Yeah, man, I'm fine, dude.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I feel like the Vikings are going to pull this one out. I think they have more weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They just look so much better. They're going to have Hawkinson this week.
Yeah.
So I just think Justin's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the Vikings, though.
Yeah.
Jefferson's really good. Cook is really good. Thielen's good. They have Hawkinson. We'll see if he ends up playing.
And I wonder what Washington's going to do if they lose the next couple games because I wonder if Ron Rivera is on the hot seat, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's definitely interesting there. But I think they will be 4-5.
I don't know what's so funny.
Yeah.
Next game is the Panthers at Bengals.
Bengals. Well, the Bengals got crushed yesterday against the Browns, which I don't think many people thought that was going to happen. But I have the Bengals bouncing back this week. I think T. Higgins and Joe Burrow will be on the same page. I think Mixon's going to play really well.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd's going to get him involved. They're going to get the tight ends involved. And they definitely are missing Jamar Chase, like you guys could tell yesterday.
Yeah.
When he was throwing, it was tough, really. The whole game was tough for Joe Burrow to even get a drive going because that Browns defense was swarming them.
Yeah.
Their O-line did not really look that good, but I think the Bengals are going to bounce back.
Yeah. I also think the Bengals will bounce back. T. Higgins, I feel like he's definitely starting to get on a little bit of a roll, especially with Joe Burrow. And Joe Mixon, he's starting to get something going a little bit. Jamar Chase hasn't he been dealing with an injury or two?
Yeah.
He's out for like 6 to 8 weeks, I think. So he's not going to be back.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll take the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals too. I just think their offense is going to be too much. T. Higgins is going to have a bounce back game. And I don't think the Panthers' offense is going to be enough. I know DJ Moore, if that thing happened with his helmet, or he ripped his helmet off, but
yeah, and maybe the Panthers might trade some more people today. You know, they might trade Dante Foreman or TJ Moore. I know they just rejected a trade for a couple, like yesterday. The Rams offered 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, and they rejected that for some reason.
Yeah.
They might trade a couple more players.
Yeah, we'll see, because, I mean, there's still time, so.
Yeah.
Next game is the Raiders at Jaguars.
Well, the Raiders just got humiliated against Belichick. They lost, I think it was 24-0, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to find a way to bounce back against Jacksonville. Derek Carr in that offense has not really looked good. Josh Jacobs has looked good, but the passing game has been really struggling. Darren Waller's been out. Hunter Renfro's been in and out of the lineup. The only really consistent person was Devontae Adams till last week when he only had 1 catch.
Yeah.
You just can't win when your star receiver has 1 catch. But I think somehow they're gonna find a way. And Trevor Lawrence has been good this year, but he's been known to make some mistakes, which I think is going to continue to happen.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with Frank, especially on the part with Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence hasn't played as the worst quarterback in the NFL, but he hasn't done enough to win the Jaguars, like these games, like these close games that they definitely should be winning. But I'll take the Raiders. I think Devontae Adams is definitely going to bounce back from a pretty bad week with Derek Carr. So
I'm gonna take the Jaguars this week because like every single time we pick, like everybody thinks the Raiders are gonna win. They underperform. They've been underperforming all year so far.
yeah,
And I could see one of the Jaguars being one of those teams that like upset them.
Yeah.
They're both
Maybe.
2-5, 2-6.
Yeah,
yeah, they could be.
it is possible if they get Etienne going. They have that spread the ball around Kirk and Zay Jones and
Yeah.
the other receivers that they have.
Yeah, and it's weird to say that the Raiders and the Jaguars are on the same level right now, but especially with the Raiders roster on paper. So
Yeah, a lot of people expected more out of this Raiders team.
yeah,
Next game is the Dolphins at Bears.
Okay, so we kind of discussed this earlier.
yeah,
The Dolphins got Chubb. I think he's going to help. But the Bears also improved too. I'm guessing both those players, Claypool and Chubb, are both going to play. But I think the Dolphins are going to win this one. It might be a little closer because Fields has been going pretty good the last couple of weeks. I know they lost to Dallas by a big margin. But during parts of that game, it was close. It was 28-23 at one point, and then a lot of stuff happened for Chicago that went wrong with the Micah Parsons return and all the other stuff. But I have the Dolphins winning. I don't think the Bears' defense is going to be much of a problem for their secondary. Bears' secondary is okay, but I think Dua's going to be fine. The only thing I'm worried about is the O-line because we do have a couple people injured. So that might be tougher for Tua to make those throws, the timing, and all that. But I think the Dolphins are going to get the win.
yeah. And I also think the Dolphins are going to win. I think the Bears' offense got a little bit better with Claypool, but I think their defense just got worse and worse throughout the course of this week. Especially losing Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn. Those guys were like two of their better guys on that defense, you know. So I don't see the Bears' defense being a problem at all for Miami. And if there is, there's something's got to change because that would be crazy.
The Bears just gave up 49 points to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the Dolphins now, I can't see them doing like any worse.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's just going to be too much for them to handle. The running game, the Dolphins' O-line might even be too much for them. Like, the run game might be really good. So,
Well, something about the Bears is they still do have Eddie Jackson, and they do have a defensive head coach, so they'll be dialing up the blitzes and all different man and zone coverages.
Yeah,
but
and they have like Jaquan Brisker.
yeah,
He's pretty good.
they have some good pieces in the secondary, but I don't think enough.
Yeah, I agree.
so next game is the Seahawks at Cardinals.
Well, the Seahawks looked very good against the Giants last week. Geno had a great game. I don't know if you guys heard Tyler Lockett's post-game talk, but he said it's amazing when no one cares about who takes the credit, which was kind of a shot at Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
I think Seattle is going to win this, and they're going to win it pretty easily. The Cardinals almost beat Minnesota, but they just don't look like the same team they did last year. They're not running the ball as efficiently. They're not. Kyler's looked a little worse, like he regressed. So I just think they're going to win this game.
So before I say who I think is going to win, I just wanted to tell everybody anyone who didn't know is that Tyler Lockett was thrown 36 passes to the end zone before that game against the Giants. That 37th pass to the end zone was the first ever touchdown pass Tyler Lockett's ever dropped in his entire NFL career. He has never dropped a touchdown pass. Like, he dropped a pass, but when it was going into the end zone, that was his first pass ever dropped in his entire career. So, bravo, Tyler Lockett. I am going to take Seattle. I think the Cardinals really aren't that great. So, and I think Geno Smith is really doing pretty well. So,
I'm going to take Seattle too. Hopefully Kyler Murray isn't playing too much COD this weekend. The double this weekend.
yeah.
I just think Seattle's going to be the better team this week. Geno Smith has looked very good. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. I can't see them losing.
And if you look at it, who would have thought the Seattle team would be 5-3 as a rebuilding team? Like, major props to Pete Carroll and that team. He's got them looking really good.
Yeah.
And just it's been really remarkable for Seattle.
Yes, it has.
So next is the Rams at Buccaneers.
Oh boy, the two teams that are underperforming in the league, other than the Packers. I'm gonna take. Well, Cooper Kupp is injured.
He might play.
He might play. If Cooper Kupp plays, I will take the Rams. I think Cooper Kupp himself will just tear up that defense for Tampa. If he doesn't play, I will take Tampa.
I'm going to take Tampa, revenge game, whether Cup plays or not. I just think Tom Brady losing 3 straight games is a lot by any measure of his career. I don't think he's lost that many in a while.
Yeah.
I think somehow they're going to. I mean, they looked really good when they played last week. Godwin had some catches against Baltimore. Mike Evans had some catches. Julio. They didn't really get much of a run game, but I think they're going to do that now because if you look at this Rams team, they're kind of vulnerable to that run game if you don't run to Aaron Donald's side. So I just think they're going to make enough plays, and Tom Brady's going to win produce a game-winning touchdown drive.
Yeah.
I do think Tom Brady's going to win this game. Bucks. He has looked really good to me too. It's just the Bucks defense and everything has just been going wrong. Like on third downs, they haven't looked that good, and other things too. But
Yeah.
I have the Bucks winning against the Rams.
And it's been communication issues too because Julio came in and he's been injured the whole season, so he's trying to get him involved, and he's trying to get Cameron Brake got injured, so he's trying to get the new tight ends involved. You know, it's just all little miscues that they're probably going to fix this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunday Night Football is going to be the Titans at Chiefs.
Well, I don't know if Tannehill is playing, but either with or without him, I don't think they're going to have much of a chance.
Yeah.
If you look at it, when the Bills played the Titans earlier, it started off, it was 14-0 Buffalo, then Titans scored a touchdown, but then they just ran away with it. I think that's what's going to happen in KC. I think Derrick Henry is just going to be, he's going to start off strong, but I just think Patrick Mahomes in that passing game is going to be too much. And they did pick up Tooney. I don't know if he's going to play, but if you look at it, Juju's been good. MVS has been good. Hardman's been good. They all have been very good for KC.
I agree. I think this game's gonna be a blowout. I have the Chiefs winning it. I know Derrick Henry's coming off a phenomenal game right now, like 200 yards, like a 2 touchdown, like a Derrick Henry game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Chiefs are just coming off a bye week, so if anything, like Mahomes and like the whole team is well rested.
Yeah.
And they have time to scout against the Titans too. So
Yeah.
I just see Mahomes winning this.
Yeah. Derrick Henry played really well last week, but I don't think that's going to change the fact that the Chiefs are just a really good team overall. I think the Chiefs are also going to blow out the Titans, whether Derrick Henry starts out really good or not.
And also, the thing is, the Titans, they played the Texans, so whatever you want to say about that, but Derrick Henry's been really good against Texans.
Yeah.
And also, I'm curious to see how KC uses their backfield, because they promoted the running back to starter, and they still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and they have Jared McKinnon, so I'm curious to see if they're going to give the rookie running back more carries and more targets, or kind of just sprinkle all them in as a rotational.
Yeah.
Mahomes, is even on an MVP caliber season this year with Josh Allen. I know that's a race that's having it right now.
Yeah. It's all throughout the AFC. I mean, other than maybe Jalen Hurts,
Mm-hmm. So the Monday Night Football is the Ravens at Saints.
Okay, so who is home? Are the Ravens home or the Saints?
It's the Saints.
I'm going to say Saints upset. I don't think any of you guys are going to pick the Saints, but if you look at it, Kamara had a really nice game. Maybe look at Michael Thomas back. Chris Olave had a really nice game. They still have Taysom Hill. They still have Juwan Johnson. Some other average, some good receivers who can make plays. But I think the main thing is the defense. So the Saints defense with Cam Jordan and Marshawn Lattimore, I think they got really embarrassed. And I think they're going to be really good against Baltimore. Lamar Jackson has looked good, but Mark Andrews might be out. Their running back situation is kind of a mess right now. Gus Edwards might be out. So I think it's going to be tough, and I think they're going to get the win.
So I still think the Ravens are going to win, only because the Ravens just got Roquan, right? Yeah, so they just got Roquan, so their defense has looked good already, and I think it's going to be even better now.
Yeah.
And even if the running backs are a little messed up, Lamar can always just scramble out of the pocket. They still have to watch out for him. He's still going to have receivers downfield. He can make plays too. So, I can't see the Ravens losing this. I just think Lamar's going to be too much for that Saints defense.
Yeah, I think the Saints defense is coming off a really, really great game. They held one of the, debatably the best receiver in the league to 3 yards and only 1 catch. So, I'll take the Saints, actually. I think they're just going to keep going. I think the Saints are finally going to start to pick it up. Whether it's Andy Dalton as the quarterback or if Winston's going to be coming back or Taysom Hill takes the start. I just think that the Saints might be a little bit too much for the Ravens defense, actually.
Yeah, and if you look at the numbers, actually, Andy Dalton has been playing better than Jameis.
Yeah.
This season, the offense has looked better when he's taken over, so I just think they're going to get Kamara going, and they're going to just sprinkle in all the other receivers that they have, and hopefully Michael Thomas could play too.
Yeah. Well, that is going to end our video here for today. I appreciate everyone who watches. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Nando. And everybody, please go down to the comments. Let us know your picks for this week of the NFL season, and let us know what you want us to talk about next week. Thanks, guys.